is there's not much of a rivalry between BDS and Mad over recency. I know it's something we could discuss about over the period of the matchup, but it's just hilarious that, you know, we're going through one that hasn't been seen domestically, maybe as much as the G2, well, definitely not as much as the G2 versus Fnatic.
Yeah, I mean, G2 just makes so many finals, right? Head-to-head, historically, Mad has 7-5 win-loss as far as the head-to-head goes. They are slightly favored there. The last time we actually saw these teams, you know, in a major matchup was back in the reverse sweep in spring, where Mad was able to actually take that down. So yeah, ages ago, as you're saying. But these teams, you know, definitely do evolve throughout their time here, and especially BDS coming through World Qualifier Series as well as the play-ins, I think has really had some time to develop that confidence. And it's always so interesting because European fans have so little faith in Mad, even though this team, you know, is so good domestically. And I'm just interested to see if Mad now can kind of get back to their roots, feel comfortable, feel confident, much like NRG earlier against TL. You know, TL had a much better look on day one, but they got wiped by Energy, right? The same thing could potentially happen here for Mad. You know, I kind of feel bad for them in a lot of ways because they get so much hate, but they are one of the best teams from the region. You know, they constantly make it international. They have made it to quarters. They've won titles in the LEC, and they are deserving of credit for that. It's also interesting to see no Garen ban. Adam was not someone who was blind picking Garen in the LEC, but will he be willing to do it now because he's had so much success, so much confidence on it, or is he unwilling to do it because he's playing against a team that's very familiar with that style? Yeah,
so domestically, again, having that insight. I mean, also against Chasey rather than 369. 369 yesterday, the response is always tank. He knows that comfortability, that's what's going to happen with the playstyle, but Chasey, we know, is a lot more flexible.
Yeah.
And as we go into the Xayah to start things off, just a quick reminder, Shio on the Vi there on the other side to engage options. And even pick options, especially the Brov on Alistar. Something we've already seen many times, even throughout the play-in stage as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's already a lot of aggression here drafted on the BDS side. It is going to be Gnar locked in for Chasey. So there is the opportunity. Does Adam want to play one of his signature aggressive picks? Is he willing to take a Garen into it? You can maybe burst down the Gnar in midi, but it is one of those more difficult matchups. Gnar, you know, is pretty stable. You can build fairly defensive and just kind of survive and slowly whittle away at that Garen. But one of the things that has impressed me way more with Adam on his Garen than his highlights, like when he has those big games, you know, you can snowball, you can run over someone's Garen. People have done that. But what impressed me the most is when he has a laning phase that isn't going his way, how well he's able to affect the map, right? Because Garen from behind is such a meme, but this guy always seems to have an impact. He's playing with no TP, he's playing Ignite Garen, he's overwhelmingly making a big impact on that map, you know, even though he's in these bad spots. And I think that's been the coolest part about watching Adam throughout this event for me.
You know, I was saying yesterday on the desk, he's so unpredictable. That's the hardest thing as well, right? Like, there are teams in our competition that are very unpredictable. That's what makes them a threat. I think Adam individually is one of the most unpredictable players in such a good way here in the Swiss stage of Worlds. But as we soldier on with that Kai'Sa picked up, we're getting rid of engage options for Mad. The Jarvan away from El Yoya. It's what we saw yesterday up against Cloud9. Unfortunately, not too much success outside of the top lane gank, but still getting rid of a bit of comfort here with the Olaf versus Adam. We've already got rid of Darius. We're just taking the letters away.
Yep, going to be banning out the gods here potentially. It's also interesting because we just touched on the previous game in the Swiss stage. We haven't been seeing this lethality Kai'Sa. I don't know that we'll see it this game, but Crowny did play it multiple times against PSG in that best of 5 to get out. And he played it in back-to-back games in their reverse sweep there, you know, through that run to get into the Swiss stage. So I'm interested to see if he's going to go towards that. Renekton was by far the most played there for Adam throughout that regular season and everything. So he is going back towards a standard pick, but not something that he's uncomfortable with, not something that he hasn't been playing. This was kind of his default pick. 15 plays throughout the summer split, you know, compared to 7, his next most on that Darius. So definitely did play a lot of the Croc.
I just love the Korean casters popping off because God was banned with Garen in the end. The Renekton gets picked. It seems like they were disappointed to see his most pick. And I'll tell you what they shouldn't be disappointed at. The fact that we are getting a Bel'Veth in there. Now, Azael, time to allocate lanes, honestly, because there's a lot going on there, a lot that can still be flexed around. We know Bel'Veth can go support jungle. We know Rel can go support jungle. We know, especially needing a mid laner, that Niski's probably going to take that Lissandra towards mid. But again, a couple of questions to answer of Mad as BDS lock themselves in. as if.
Yeah, it is really, really interesting to see where they're going to be flexing things around. I am definitely expecting to be Bel'Veth jungle, though. Okay. I don't. It's possible with Hilly because it could be Rel jungle and Hilly playing something crazy. Especially because it's Hilly, you never know. But Elioya has played the Bel'Veth jungle. He did play it once throughout the split. It is something that's seen in the LEC a decent amount, though. Yike is really well known for this. They have a few junglers that do actually splash in the Bel'Veth, which is a really fun pick to watch. We did see River bring it out actually against BDS. That game did not work out for them. They ended up losing even though they got a big early lead. So it is one of those champions that really have to have a lot of pace in the game. You have to be farming constantly, really outpacing your opponents. I like the Lissandra, though, as an answer. I think it's really clever into the Vi. You have this pick that is often very squishy that's diving in, and you can kind of just lock down and get that single target burst, get that first kill to set up for the Bel'Veth. Similar to how you're actually playing alongside of Diego, you want to have that upfront burst, get that first kill, pick up, get those resets from the Bel'Veth where you can really start to go crazy. And playing towards that top side becomes really, really important with Bel'Veth because you get so much extra value from those Rift Heralds. So there is a strong top side for BDS, with that Renekton as well as the Vi, but I think Mad are going to be playing heavily towards that top side as well, trying to claim those Heralds and set themselves up for success.
I mean, as you were saying, Adam could really take over games in many more ways than just winning the lane. So I think it's important to note that playing towards top side for Mad seems to be a calculated response into their approach into BDS today. Azale before was informing you that the rivalry here, doesn't really go back and forth throughout the regular season, or rather through recency. It was Spring, the reverse sweep mentioned, but Mad and BDS, we're not looking them as historic organizations, much like the first and second seed of the LEC, not like the G2 Fanatics, but at least for one of these teams, at least for one of these back runners in the third and fourth seed, they will be moving to 1-1. Another regional rivalry. Unlucky with the draw, but I guess, we get to kind of create a new story with Mad and BDS going head-to-head in Swiss.
Exactly. It's the World Tour. We went to North America earlier, then we went international, had a little LPL versus NA, and now we're headed over to Europe. So you're getting to go everywhere. Nice little kind of lying in wait for that ward. They're anticipating that and going to be able to take it out. It's not a surprise that Elioya is playing in this area, though. Bel'Veth, the first camp for Bel'Veth is not one of your camps, it's actually your enemy Raptors. And that's kind of pretty much any time I play up against Bel'Veth, they're going to look for this invade. So BDS is fully ready for this. They have 3 men here waiting for it. And it looks like they're going to be down to scrap. The weird thing about this, though, and we saw this actually happen to River when he picked it against BDS, is it just ended up in a kind of standoff against Shio. And I actually think that's very good, for the Vi. It's the Bel'Veth that needs to make things happen. It's going to be a smite fight.
And it's one out by Elioya, level 2 hit straight away. And look how efficient they are. Mad run in, straight away run out, and Elioya now threaten the next camp.
Yeah, but I actually really like this because one of the things that GG didn't do is actually pull over their mid laner that early. They just brought both the solo laners, they commit to it, so it didn't become this weird dance. But Sheo didn't use his smite. So what he's expecting is he's thinking, okay, this guy might be on red, he might be on Krugs, I'm going to try to get over there and smite steal it, but it's already gone, so that really sucks. Sheo is so screwed off this, actually.
I mean, again, look, one CS, he has to go straight to red, but doesn't know where
it's brutal. I mean, you could see the emote spam kind of like ironically there. It's one of those things where he was trying to be really clever, and he just didn't have the timing right because his read is that, okay, he won the smite fight, I didn't use my smite, so I'm going to backtrack. I'm going to steal away this camp. He's going to have no smite. I'll smite steal it. I'll get level 2. His abilities may be on cooldown, and maybe I can even get a kill or get a flash or do something, right? But when you mistime that and you show up late, you lose both those camps. Now you're starting leashless at 2.5 minutes, right? Like his first camp is done at 240. Elioya is 2 camps ahead, is going to be able to power farm his jungle. He can cross down towards bot side and defend his bot side camps because Sheo is just way too far behind to really get anything done. And it's an incredible start here for Mad and for Elioya.
And I think, again, reflecting on what we saw yesterday, I mean, BDS had a really hard matchup to open up Swiss stage. I feel for them a bit. Going up against Kanavi, falling a little bit behind the curve. Sheo's had some opportunistic moments to really find footing, but was unable to do so yesterday. And the point being that Elioya, level 3, now looking to get that tempo continuing in the enemy jungle. Sheo's doing his blue. Smite is available. Elioya's here, might be pulling it out. And he will not indeed.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? He didn't get the Krugs, he didn't get anything big here. Now he's gonna have to flash.
And he starts whacking away again. Bel'Veth in the trade. Sheo has to flash away, but he gets the summoner out. Elioya holds his ground. And there's more lavender to come for absolute free.
Yeah, that is just so good here from Elio. I thought he was going to cross towards bot side and just cover his camps, but this is even smarter because he knows that Sheo is going to move down. He starts leashless on his red so late, he's not going to have his third camp done. There's just no possible way. So it ends up being a situation where he can't be level 3 to actually contest. Labrov trying to harass here, but the smite is available. So another camp going the way of Elioya now. It is just so rough to be playing from this spot, and now Elioya can take this scuttle, could even move up towards top side and potentially double scuttle if he wants to continue contesting, which is just such a brilliant start here. Sheo is so far behind, and I know you've seen those Vi games, we all have, where Vi gets behind, there's no fallback pattern to Vi. You just go in, and when you get behind, it tends to be those 10 death power spikes coming in pretty early.
That's right. No levels as well. You're even squishier too. You get nuked earlier on. I mean, Elioya, you can see the difference. Well, at least we focus on the bot side now. Crownie low on matter here as Labrov still looking for that engage, but the Mad 2v2 is holding their ground as well. And we look across the map. I mean, this is the thing about having a jungle lead on Belvethazale. I feel like for BDS, they have to pay a lot more respect than maybe they would have had to before because Elioya will be so strong and he's going to start running the map.
Yeah, exactly. It's really tough because especially when this jungler gets ahead, you just farm so damn fast. That makes it really difficult. And you see Hilly going in.
Engaged. Labrov has to flash away. A summoner down the bottom side as Mad's bot lane 2v2 is doing well as well.
Yeah, that is really big for them. Because while Mad had a lot of up and downs, they were kind of very inconsistent. When you look at them from spring, they're winning. You look at them in summer, the regular season, they were really kind of struggling. But the one big point of consistency I always felt was Carzzy. Like, Carzzy was V9 in some of these games where things were going bad, but they're going to look for a potential dive here. Adam is softened up, so they're not confident to actually commit to it, unfortunately. But Carzzy has just been such a big difference maker for this team. And when he goes international, he has also been great. He is such a massive portion of their team fight damage. He really can take over in that stage. And when Matt are setting him up for success, it often just means really good things for the whole team because he is so reliable for them.
And can I also just say I've been told by about 5 different people that he's a really nice guy. So throughout my career trip, I've just been told about this legend. Carzzy.
Get that on the stat sheet.
Oh,
36% DPM, 1,000 gold lead. Really nice guy.
Really nice guy. It needs to be said. Again, as we look for roams mid through supports, not even at the Rift Herald timing, but already the map is moving. As you can see, Sheo was trying to get in Elioya's face, but what can he do? He tried to position topside for a gank, tried to invade himself. Sheo is still behind 30 CS. At 6 minutes of the game, Azale.
I mean, Sheo is going to farm up his wolves, but he is just dinging 4.
Level 6.
And Elioya is 6. Yeah, he is so comically ahead. He's the same level as these solos, and now Hilly is just going to keep invading. Labrov could try to come, but Labrov has no flash, so he's in danger as well.
Sheo, how do you get out of this one above and beyond and start knocking away with the Royal Maelstrom? It's an easy first blood. Lavender evolution dominance from Elioya.
Absolute jungle gap here. You have to give credit to Elioya, but you also have to give credit to the planning from Mad, and it's a whole team effort to create a lead like this. You cannot do this on your own. It's both solo laners coming to Raptors level 1. It's Hylissang getting an advantage bot, re-invading with him at this stage. It's them now moving over towards the Dragon, and he's just playing with such incredible pace. And the beautiful thing about when you're playing this style of heavy farming jungler is when you get ahead, you just tend to get even more ahead because you just start one-shotting the camps. You get stronger and stronger and stronger. And I just really struggle to see what Sheo is going to be able to get done in this one. He's got to rely so much on Crownie, so much on Nuke and Adam to really kind of bring him back in. And Crownie has been, a guy who has had such an up and down year, to kind of speak about that inconsistency. When you look back to spring, he was incredible. And then in summer, it just really wasn't it. Zeri became less meta. That was kind of his best champion. And he hasn't been performing nearly as well as he did in that spring. So Crownie really looking kind of have that return to form. Because when he is at his best, he's just an incredible team fighter.
Well, Labrov might be caught out. We'll hold on that because Labrov, he burned his flash before in the lane, and the 2v2 of Mad are coming alive. What a night and day difference from yesterday versus C9.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they came in with such a good plan here from level 1. They're executing well on it. They're winning 2v2. They're winning top, and now Nuke is just going to get pushed out. I mean, this is Hilly at his best, right? When he is able to get out of lane, affect the map, when they win the 2v2, he is just unleashed, and now going to be able to pick up that Rift Herald, and now the push is on. When you start getting all these little voidlings spawning out, it is so annoying to deal with here. And BDS is trying to roam to look to answer, but look at the gold difference. Like, that is ridiculous. He has 50% more gold than his opponent and a 2-level lead at 8 minutes.
8 minutes into the game. It's absurd. It is almost leading that 2K lead, really, for Mad right now. Bottom side setup. We talked about Kazi being the reliable threat as well. He's in a good spot with the kill as we look at how Lebrov ended up dying from bad timing.
That is unfortunate. Hilly was on the recall. They didn't have the ward, and Lebrov trying to do a sneaky play. He's making the assumption Hilly is on the roam, but Hilly stops the recall, stuns him up, and there's just no way out. He has no flash, and Karzi's playing Ghost. Karzi really does like to play the Ghost, and when you have that there, ain't no way you're getting out. You're just going to get chased down.
That's rough, but look, hey, for Mad, early game's great. And again, to highlight what I was saying before, I mean, yesterday versus C9, there was one gang topside as I didn't even get time to talk today because Nuke has to run for his life because Hylissang lives mid. I mean, this guy's not even paying rent, but he lives here.
May I direct your eyes to the jungle itemization?
Ooh.
Thoughts? It seems to be a bit of a jungle item advantage.
Yeah, wonder why. That's still 30 CS, and yeah,
God,
I mean, Kraken already.
At 9 minutes.
Yep.
And his opponent, he's in the garage sale. He's looking for discounts. He's getting some coupons, hoping he can find some way to come back. But, geez, this is brutal for Sheo. He is now at least 6, so, hey, you do still have the ulti. You do still have some ways to contribute. And we'll see, if they can actually find that, because at the very least, Nuke laning well, is very stable in this Azir, has a CS advantage. Crowny's still farming well. Adam has had that slight advantage on top side. So it is just mostly that big jungle edge over there to Mad. But if BDS can really combine on some good plays, hey, maybe it won't matter.
Maybe it won't, but for now, I mean, we're still seeing the praises of Mad here. BDS, I was coming in today ready to talk about how they're warmed up, ready to go. I mean, they versed JDG, yes, but coming from play-ins, that edge we've seen from teams like DRX last year to compare, BDS had been in the competition longer.
But it's just one of these things where when teams are playing in these regional matchups, they feel so much more comfortable, so much more at home. And I do think it's fair to say that Mad is likely a team that really kind of struggles from those nerves when they go international. They don't seem to be able to live up to their LEC performances, when they do have those international berths. So that is one of the toughest things for them. But when you're playing against BDS, you've done it so many times. You know this team.
Well, above and below, starts it off as onto the turret. It's all about this Rift Herald that should get an easy charge. Elyoya, that endless banquet is misleading. It is about to end for the time being. Elyoya, by the way, 28 stacks on that Death in Lavender. Already so much as this could be the all-in, but Nuke gets out with turret plating. A small win for BDS to get some gold back in their pockets.
Yeah, good buffer there as well from Nuke, just in the nick of time here. Does have the early mercs. It's a must-buy against Niski here, playing this Lissandra. You'll just get locked down 100-0, but Nuke's in a great spot, right? He does have that individual gold lead, is 600 gold. Yes, that's not as much as the 1,400 gold lead in the jungle, but Azir scales incredibly well, as long as you're not giving up a lot of deaths. Things are still comebackable. It's not going to be all gloom and doom for BDS, but you do kind of have to batten the hatches and just try to play it cool, calm, and collected. Try to make sure you're giving up the minimum, still maintaining farm, and maintaining vision.
And as you were saying earlier on, even though Sheo's so far behind, Vi's still going to do the same thing, like run in, set up, get the engage. And we know that BDS, specifically yesterday, focused on this top side. And it's funny to say because I think this is the quietest that Adam's ever been, simply because of how far his jungler was behind, and simply because of what little BDS can do with no map priority, with this massive squid type thing running across Summoner's Rift.
It's tough, man. When you lose Prio, you kind of just have to turtle up. When your jungle is this far behind, every play feels like a bad play because you know that if Elio is there, you're going to lose the 2v2, and if your jungle is not even there, you're going to get crushed in the 2v1. So definitely have to be careful. But Sheo looking for plays. Nuke is in a good spot. But Hilly and Elyoya, they spot him with the sweeper.
Oh, it's a beautiful lens. Hylissang right back into the same position, but it's countered this time. Lebrov's in, but a 3-man Magnet Storm, and it's going to be banquet time in a second. Hylissang gets out, but Elyoya still not able to get his damage down on his Kraken Slayer as Chasey teleports in, but as a mini, that's like Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was 14. Mad running for their lives as BDS are getting something in this game. They're back, at least in some significant way.
Yeah, that is a great play from them. Unfortunately, the kill did go to Lebrov, but they're getting active on the map. They try to look for this play. Karzi, though, looking for Crowny.
Crowny, the roots there, instant cleanse, but is it enough? Hang on a minute, Elyoya jumps on in, but Karzi had just solo killed Crowny. Meanwhile, though, it turns to trade as the feathers are about to fly out. But Shio running in, doesn't matter. Nuke gets the kill. Meanwhile, on the top side.
No ulti on Renekton.
Now, finally, the Meganar comes through. Chasey versus Adam. It's been about Chatham, but now better be about Giga Chasey.
Chasey takes him down in the top lane. There's no flash, there's no ulti on Adam, and he gets punished in that spot. But Carzzy taking down Crowny. I want to see that replay, because Crowny actually went for the W to try to finish him off, but it was 4 stacks of Plasma. I kind of feel like just one more auto instead would have killed him. I think he would have actually killed him with the final auto plus the Plasma proc. And the delay instead on the cast time from the W kind of made the difference there. So it'll be interesting to see if we can watch it with more time. BDS say, make the call. We're going to turn here onto Hilly, and then this great counter engage from Hilly. Niski flashes in, self-ulti to immune. That is your ult, but it is already Hilly going down. And then we can watch this one more time. This was really, really close. It's hard to know exactly, but he has 4 stacks of Plasma. I think the right call is one more auto. It's 300 damage, 1 auto plus the Plasma stock. I think he has him. I'm not actually 100% sure, but I think he has him. And it's really close. It's one of those hard calls to make, but the W cast time there making all the difference was too slow. And Carzzy makes another big play, and then up to the top side. This was just an easy kill from Chasey. No ult, no flash, has the sums tracked. You said it. It was 14-year-old Arnold down in the bot lane, but that is Arnold in Terminator. He's looking jacked.
I mean, to be fair, Arnold, when he was 14...
Probably still really jacked.
He really was. I mean, I was watching a documentary recently. Maybe not the best analogy, but you guys get the point. It's still,
right,
however...
It's me in the bot lane, it's Arnold in top lane.
There you go. We get it right in the end. Look, it is still mad with this early game gold lead. They're still maintain that to a degree. However, BDS has shown how they can come back into this game, and we also have an Azir. We also have a Kai'Sa who's gone crack in there too. And when you look at the MasterCard lane economy snapshot that's just popped up, Nuke has a gold lead over Niski, so at least there's something to talk about from this red-sided team.
Absolutely, and he's actually the richest member in the entire game, right?
Wow.
He has slightly more gold than Elioya. It is very close, but it is a lead at the very least, and Nuke obviously going for a high damage build, did have that Leandry's already in. He's playing Conqueror, so you can always pretty much expect the Nashers to come in second. We'll see where he wants to go from there. But he is going to be able to put out that damage. Chasey in the side lane, though, is a problem. And this is one of the things, when you fall behind as Renekton, it's tough because Gnar, is only really afraid of you if you can get all in. But when Gnar gets ahead and you can't all in, Gnar just chips you down, always has pressure on the sides, and you have to kind of cover Renekton in these situations, which really makes it obvious where the Vi is, right? It makes it easier to track that Vi because you're pushing up, you're getting deep wards. And that is going to be problematic here for BDS because Mad can play in your jungle, can look for picks, can play through sides. I think they just have a lot more options, whereas BDS is really kind of more one-dimensional in their comp. They want to dive, they want to go 5v5, they want to make it happen.
I mean, every time that happens, further to your point, like, it's a 40 CS lead now, by the way. Shao's going to continue falling behind, and yes, we said the go button for Vi is there, but I think now we have to look at the context that Elioya is almost second item here. Almost towards his second item, where Black Cleaver was just completed by Shao. So this Bel'Veth, ever scaling, endless banquet for a reason, resets in fight Azael, and we know that this team will fight well historically, but also compositionally. There's a lot to talk about how this 5v5 is going to go out.
Absolutely, and Elioya has as much farm as the top laners, right? And that is equating now to 37% free attack speed from that passive. So there's a lot of attack speed that he is building up here, and does have another Herald in pocket, so the push is likely going to be on again. They already have that top tower. Could just drop it and guarantee the bot lane tower if they want, or can hold it for mid. Definitely do have options here. But Elioya really has run of the map, and as long as one other member is around him, Hilly's with him, or something like that, he doesn't really have to be scared of walking into the enemy jungle.
And I think on that point too, I mean, Hilly has been walking with him non-stop as Niski now going to join up in the frame, but Glacial Path not taking away his shadows, just trying to get his camps. But hello, my family. Look at that. Herald, 3 of her children, Elioya. I don't know where Bel'Veth fits in. Maybe it's the grandmother, but that helps get the turret down as shove me back. That's Hylissang. Down he goes. Nuke again seems like the carry to watch.
He really is. He's going to be the big hope, I think, for BDS in this game. He's the only one winning, and he's the richest person in the game right now. So Nuke having a great one. And Hilly, I got to say, it's a pretty silly flash, from that position. I think it's very unlikely that he would get out, but he saw the blast cone, and I think his thought is, I can flash over. Maybe if I get the blast cone, I'm going to get out. In that spot, though, especially with Dragon coming up in 145 and your team in such a strong point, I'd rather you die and have the flash for the engage.
Well, I'd rather see this fight play out first up. Mega Gnar about to run out, but into Adam. Can he deal with this one? No minion wave there. Chasey ult. Misses.
Oh,
Kazi running in, flashed on. Chatham, welcome back as the feathers fly out. He'll still be rooted down. Chasey gets the kill, but he made him work hard for it.
Yeah, he did. Maybe a little bit of sun in their eyes on that one.
Oh,
Chasey a swing and a miss on the first couple. Definitely made it look a bit messy, but Adam's too far behind. He can't capitalize, even though he played it about as well as he possibly could have from that position. You know, did get the ulti out of Karzi, and they are trying to play a bit of this split map, but Niski going to be able to TP up towards top, answer that, and Chasey, the push is on through sides. Does have a phage. I'll be interested to see, you know, what he's going to build as a second item. Is he going to go towards Hullbreaker and really commit towards side lane, or do they feel that they can just close this game out in 5v5? Because I think if you feel you're strong enough to really just make it happen in the 5v5, then you should just be building for that. And so here it is. He's trying to flash in, but Labrov is already behind him. It's really ambitious to think you're going to be able to get onto that blast cone. So maybe hurting now. I wish he had that flash.
Again, Hilly, what's going on, brother? I tell you what, I might not be an EU caster, but I do know that Hilly sometimes silly.
Yeah, brother Hilly making an appearance here as Crowny, they're behind him.
You're looking for the above and below, gets it, the Maelstrom's out, Beniski sets him in place, Glacial Path not taken, Crowny gets out, using everything as Mad try to chase up a kill.
And that is actually so critical because Hilly just died, he has no flash, he lost his ulti, but now Crowny no ult, no sums, and it's going to mean Mad should be able to easily move in for this Dragon here. Labrov even getting chunked down, and Chasey's getting a Mega Gnar.
Stride breaker here on that Royal Maelstrom. Labrov might be the first reset. Kazi's just solo taking down Crowny, who had nothing, and now it's an endless banquet again on the back end. Well, the buff away from Labrov won't matter because the nuke down from Chasey is massive. Have another one on the house because Mad are back in charge.
They are crushing through in this fight. They're going to get the Dragon, and Sheo spotted now. If he dies, this could potentially be Baron. Oh no, he lost the red!
Hilly heard what I said about him. I'm sorry, it'll never happen again. Sheo is just like this game. Could not get any worse, right guys? Right. Well, surely he gets out of this. Oh, absolutely not. It's going to be a feast for the eyes, at least for Elyoya, to pick up yet another kill. Slap him down, Sheo. No way. No way. He's not getting out. He's not getting out. He's at least buying time. He dies at the end, but that was crazy.
Yeah, I did buy a ton of time at the very least, but he ends up going down. I mean, that's just Hilly in a nutshell, right? Hilly taketh and Hilly giveth away. Yeah. This guy is so fun to watch. He's so aggressive. He's so confident, and that is what has made him a fan favorite for so many years with his time with Fnatic and now on Matt as well. And with the jungler dead, it is Baron o'clock. And Elyoya is going to be shredding through this. Karzi as well. They have so much damage, and there's no way for BDS to challenge. They're already down 5K. And I think this is almost the death knell here for BDS in this one, as you're now massively ahead, have the Baron, you're already winning in sides, and now your 5-0 Gnar gets a Baron buff.
Adam almost caught out off the back end of that as well, but further to your point, 7,000 the lead. Hexgate's used to try and get picks from maybe a bit of extra greed, that above and below not connecting, but Elyoya, a level 13 Belveth with Stride Breaker, is not taking no for an answer with the Baron power play, which has only just begun. He'll move up, he doesn't care about backing, and will take more from the map as Mad. We're talking about it yesterday, not proactive, not much going on, but hey, as they overstep towards the top side, Chasey about to drop down, Mega Gnar almost there, Elyoya, big knock up, but it's simply to try and buy some time as the shutdown goes to BDS, but it's still Mad in the lead.
It is Mad in a heavy lead, but at the very least, Nuke, again, gets that shutdown, and he already has his death cap, so going very aggressive build, got a massive shutdown there as well, so another 1,400 in pocket after he completes that death cap, so if you're a BDS fan, you are praying for a Nuke that this man's back is really strong, because he's got some carrying to do, as it is now Chasey, who is, I think, almost taking the lead in total gold. No, it just got passed again because Nuke did take that kill.
Hang on, speaking of the devil, Nuke with the bop away, looks for Elyoya, but he's out with his movement speed. 60 stacks of Lavender, by the way, he's going back in. Of course he is. The legend of Elyoya. I've heard about it only in whispers, but here today, they're turning into shouts. I was talking about it at the start of this show, at least you and I as well backstage. Mad criticized heavily. A lot of EU fans don't want to believe that this team's part of their region, but I think today you need to bring that back. Everyone needs to apologize because Mad are definitely looking like the third best team. And more so, looking like great representatives if they can consistently play like this.
Exactly. I mean, they really are showing up today, and they're showing us what they can bring to the table here. As this is, again, that previous play. The Meganar charging up, Chasey going in. This is back to that earlier Dragon where Nuke got caught. And if Nuke goes down, there's just not really much of a chance to win the fight here. Labrov kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. Tried to make it happen, but it has just been all Mad all the time, it feels like, through this one. The lone bright spot really is Nuke, but it's just tough without that supporting cast. He doesn't really have any front line because people are so far behind. You look up at the top lane, and the goal difference there is just astronomical. It's, up above a 3,000 gold lead for Chasey. Adam is just trying to stay relevant as much as he can, but really, all Renekton this far behind is going to be offering is a flash stun, right? You're just going to be that setup, and you're going to hope that that's enough because Carzzy is not playing cleanse. So maybe, just maybe, you can kind of CC him 100 to 0, make something happen.
Ulti out. Chasey doesn't even burn a flash. He didn't have it. He just jumps over, and he's out of there. Straight away, Nuke with a big resource to burn. With a minute left, the Dragon might hurt them a little bit.
Going to be playing towards that Dragon. Mad just playing through sides. BDS really doing what they can here. You have to kind of just overload one side of the map when you're this far behind and try to look for these 3v1s, 2v1s to try to find those plays. But the problem is Mad is pushing up all of the waves here, and they're going to take that bot lane tier 2. Chasey pushes in mid. You can see Hilly and Niski are bouncing back and forth in that bot side jungle quadrant, trying to create space. If BDS overcommits on one side, they will collapse. They will look for those kills. And Chasey back towards top side to collect this wave. He has his TP, so really, Mad is just in a great spot. And especially when it's Hextech Soul, you can't even really have that kind of cope of like, well, it's you don't have to worry about it. It's it's one of the bad ones. This is absolutely the best one in the game.
Oh yeah. Look, and while that's going on, I mean, BDS are trying to commit to top side. They're like, we're not going to pick up this Dragon. We've lost complete bottom side priority rather. And Chasey still gets out regardless. Sheho even stopped with his back. Mad trying to turn it into a longer play. But at the very least, dotting their I's, crossing their teams in terms of setting up for this objective is what Mad are doing so well.
Absolutely, and the Dragon is going to be a freebie here. Elyoya level 15 now. Still keeping pace, and in some cases even surpassing the solo laners in terms of experiences. Adam is still at that level 14. It's another Dragon here. And that is going to be even more attack speed here because those Hextech Dragons, each individual one is 7.5% attack speed. He now has 74% from his passive, so it's over 100% attack speed for free that this guy basically has. And when you're talking about that with Kraken, you get so much true damage coming through between your E and the Kraken procs. It is really, really tough to actually fight against this guy. And you become so durable even with these squishy builds with your E, because your E makes you so tanky. It's like you can't ignore him, you can't really focus him down. It's very tough to deal with a Bel'Veth that's this far ahead.
75% damage reduction, it's nuts. Again, haven't seen too much Bel'Veth, but I just love that Mad had the confidence to bring it out here in this game when they're 0-1 down, when the loser of this, a European 3rd or 4th seed, looking like the 4th seed here, are going to be backs against the wall, start playing BO3s for their tournament life.
Exactly, and we already know that Liquid is down waiting, in that 0-2 match.
Yes, they are.
So, it could be another NAU match potentially. We know that either KT or D+ are going to be down there, so there's going to be such strong teams here. We'll see who else is going to join them, but both teams obviously trying to stay alive in this. BDS in a horrible spot. Mad now set up around this Dragon. They have that massive Dragon advantage, and they do spot that one ward in the back of the pit, so they should be able to clear that out. And they're just invading now into the jungle, taking away as much vision as possible for BDS. It is going to be dark and full of terrors here in their own jungle for BDS.
Labrov with the knock up there. Carzzy still here, though. Look at the feather position as Labrov immediately with the unbreakable will, just simply because more members were there of Mad than they expected. So yet again, another ulti used just to try and get some evenness.
And that means both Sheo and Labrov are basically a one-way trip. If they engage, you're both just going to die. These champions are so squishy, and Mad is just burning this down incredibly fast. Can BDS even get here in time?
I mean, they're going to try at the very least the last hand to keep themselves alive and move to a 1-for-1. Mad are not overexerting themselves on the Baron, though. They're not going to take it a flip. Look at top wave. Thank you, observers. Mad are playing with time so well. Look at the wave state. A bit of macro to throw that out there, as if they're going to look at it once again.
Yeah, they see Crowning pushing up mid. He's going for that tier 1, so Matter's going to start the Dragon again, pull him to them. Elyoya is getting low, though. He is tanking this up for a long time.
Oh, he jumps in Sheo a little bit early. Niski not going to get to go in, but it's stolen. BDS keep themselves alive. The Frozen Tomb's out as well, as Kazi has to get out the back of the pit, but Elyoya's down. No banquet for him. Adam gets a kill, but is quickly traded off as well, as Nuke is the shining light. BDS, all hail the mid laner.
Oh, he missed.
Misses. Kazi with the quick sidestep is massive. Mad still went out, and I must pray now to Kazi.
Kazi, huge fight there. Really showing up, but that got dicey as Matt did not peel and did not keep Shea out of the pit. That is not what you want to be doing when you're in these situations. You're at a commanding lead and you're 50-50ing the Baron. The objective bounty is taken. They do win the fight afterwards, but yeah, just no one keeping Shea out of the pit. So pretty amateur play around the Baron there from Mad. And they burst down Elyoya, so Elyoya does give up that massive bounty as well. It's a pretty big swing, but Kazi is really the difference maker here. Flashes over the wall, is able to get the damage down, and then Nuke, looking for this big play, tries to chase, just barely doesn't have the range with the flash. If he got Kazi there, he might have been able to kill them both. Unfortunately, he misses, and that one hurts, as none of the Baron buffs get out alive. You get wiped off the map, and now you have to go again here in 1 minute and 15 seconds when that soul is going to be on the table for Mad.
I love Red Bull Baron power play. Nothing negative, of course, as you said, no one alive. 6.5, well, let's just call it what it is, 7k damage pretty much from Nuke on his Azir when we said he was the shining light this game of BDS.
He's dropping a Nuke.
We met him, yeah.
It's him and Kazi, right? It's those two guys just battling up against each other in these team fights. Elyoya was just so low, though, from taking up that Baron. You know, I was surprised that they flipped it. You know, they peeled off early. They clearly didn't want a 50-50, and then they just decided, screw it, we're just going to go back to it, and they ended up flipping it. It did cost them, not that much, because they were able to win the team fight afterwards anyway, but you know, the shutdown on Elyoya, the objective bounty, plus the Baron gold itself is obviously very, very nice. And we will see, can BDS get out here, because they have no vision in the bot side jungle. Literally nothing, and nothing in the river either. It's so hard to get in there.
At least the control ward spots him out. That was an angle for a 3-man route down. Set up with the glacial path, easy access to end this game once and for all as Soul Point's coming up, but Sheo looking for an angle. Hilly not going to find it. Glacial path is there. I know, Observer, I know. I'm waiting for it as well, but the trigger not pulled. BDS now have to walk into river while Mad hold the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's all about creating space for Nuke. That is going to be life or death for BDS. If they can get Nuke to be able to free hit throughout this whole fight, they have a chance. He has Death Cap, but look at Chase. He's on the side, and he is charging up that Narbar.
BDS have come so far for this point. Glacial path not taken yet again. Elyoya is going to be the strong jungle dragon. Indeed, it opens up, but Hilly, you are not silly. You're in charge! And now with you launching them back, BDS still trying to find the fight. Mad somehow getting bursted down. Adam takes a while, but look at this. Nom, 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 nom. It's an endless banquet once again.
Mad have done it. They get the fight, and I think they're going to get the game here. They wipe them off the map. They TP to bot. They crush the team fight. They've got the soul, and they're coming for their first win.
It all comes together from the early game. A couple of hiccups along the road, but Mad moving for their first win here in the Swiss stage. BDS have worked so hard to get here, but Mad don't care. As LEC's third seed, doubters be damned. Here Mad stand.
Something to be really happy about here for Mad. A confidence-building win. Knowing that they can get it done here against BDS has got to feel good. They came in with a